get rid of my candy now.
Like your 3-year-old.
Listen, can I say the pledge with Sarah then?
Yes, you may. Well, that's not true. Okay.
Are we ready to go ahead, or
Yeah.
do we need to wait on? Okay. This meeting will come to order, please. Roll.
Mr. Kelly,
Here.
Mr. Porter,
Here.
Mr. Bonner,
Here.
and Mrs. Corzine.
Present. The meeting is being streamed live and digitally recorded. And do the Pledge of Allegiance. Is Mrs. Hawthorne and her kids ready for that? Or oh, there you are. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you there.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look up here.
Right here we have a Cashton Downs, 3 wonderful preschool students.
Good job. Say your name.
Thank you. You all did a wonderful job. All right. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda with addendum for today's regular Board of Education meeting?
So moved. I'll second.
Mr. Kelly, seconded by Mr. Porter. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter,
Yes.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
and Mrs. Corzine.
Yes. Presentations, recognitions, Mrs. Swinehart?
I'm going to ask Sarah or Ms. Hawthorne to come back up here and give us an update on preschool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having me here tonight to share a little bit about my phenomenal opportunity to be the principal of Chillicothe STEM Preschool. I just handed out a 1-sheeter here for you to take a look at. This is just a brief snapshot of the 22-23 school year for Chillicothe STEM Preschool. So our goal going into this year, and really going into every year, is to get students ready for kindergarten. Of course, with the impact of COVID, we are seeing some significant concerns and needs with some of our students, and so we're working creatively. I have literally the most amazing staff and team at Mount Logan for our preschool, working together to really ensure that we're providing the best opportunities and education possible for our preschool students. So our goal is to increase executive functioning and early literacy skills with our students. And been working a lot with our special education team to identify some early intervention strategies for an increasing number of students who are being referred for services. So that's a very significant and important role that preschool continues to play within the district. As Dana Letts shared last week, our 21-22 class that entered into kindergarten this year showed exemplary scores on the STAR reading assessment. Close to 90% of our preschool students who were in Chillicothe STEM Preschool tested at or above level on their STAR reading assessment, which is excellent and wonderful and a testament to what's happening in the classroom by our teachers and staff. We strive every day to make sure that our students are ultimately having a positive association and experience with school. We recognize and appreciate that the relationship with the district begins as early as we can get them, and oftentimes that happens in preschool, thankfully. So we work hard to make sure our families and students know that the district is supportive and in their corner and working for them as a whole. Some highlights from this year. We did increase the number of classrooms we have. We're up to 7 classrooms functioning within the preschool this year. And I just, again, want to highlight our special education team that we have. I do have an amazing staff of teachers, but our special education team, including our school psychs, our speech and language pathologists, our intervention specialists, work tirelessly to make sure that our students' needs are being met and identified early so that that early intervention can really happen effectively within the preschool setting. I have 32 and rising number of staff, thankfully. We just added an evening shift custodian, Ms. Brittany Hughes, and I am so thankful to have her, as well as all of our other supportive staff in our building. We continue to make sure that our students are having great experiences in the community and also within the school. We just recently had the Columbus Zoo come in to share lots of wild animals for the students, and that was one of our PBIS incentives that we used to really encourage the students in effectively operating within the school system and behaviorally as well. We are looking forward to holding our first Veterans Day assembly in honor and celebration of Veterans Day. And we are actually inviting the Columbus Symphony Orchestra for that event. So we would encourage that administrative team and school board members, if you're able to join us for that, you're welcome to do so. Not the whole symphony, but a small section will be joining with us that day. So the kids and staff are excited as well for that. We continue to get several community grants and sponsorships from the local community and broader to help support a lot of these initiatives that we are taking on. We have what's called the Little Leader, Big Reader program that provides for a monthly book for each preschool student and also encourages family connectedness with the Early Literacy Initiative. So we ask for community sponsors, be it individual or business-based, to sponsor this cost, which can be upwards of $3,500 per month to provide for each student to get a book to take home. So we just did one for October. We're looking forward to doing another one in November. And then recently we had a community agency actually reach out to us to sponsor for December. So that's a really exciting thing as well. We received a wonderful grant from the Ohio Arts Council that provides for an artist in residence for the preschool. And this is in addition to the specials that happened already, but this individual, Miss Mary Jo Flynn Miller, who is equal to Mr. Rogers, if I might say so, helps to provide some bridging for our students who receive itinerant services through the intervention specialists, as well as some other opportunities for families in the community. So all in all, exciting, wonderful things are happening. We invite you to come and check it out if you get the chance. But thank you so much.
Do you mind sending out an invite for the Veterans Day to the board and to myself? Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hawthorne. We're proud of your students. Welcome to visitors to this and all board meetings. The board desires citizens of the district to attend its meetings so that they may become better acquainted with the operations and programs of the schools, and so that the board may have an opportunity to hear the wishes and ideas of the public. In all meetings of the board are open to the public and the media. Do we have anyone who wanted to address the board today?
I did not receive any.
Student liaison report. Muriel is not feeling well today, so we wish her the best and hope she's feeling well soon, and look forward to hearing from her next month.
I thought they was gonna make me.
Make you do it? I'd looked your way, didn't I?
Yeah, I kept looking for her.
And legislative update, that has been Kelly Dennis. Mrs. Saylor is going to update us today on the school funding.
So as a member of the Fair School Funding Plan, all of us gathered earlier this month, and along with former Representative John Patterson and the Speaker of the House joined us as well. He is a founding member, Representative Bob Cupp. And we talked about there are lots of studies going on related to gifted, ELL, special education cost, economically disadvantaged. They're all due in next month or December. So we will all be hitting the ground running in November, going over all of the results from the studies to meet the deadline for the governor's budget, which if the current governor gets voted in, that will be delivered by February 1st. And if it's a new governor, it will be by, I believe, March 15th. So we have a pretty busy next couple of months. What we are finding is that the studies are showing that increased costs are needed. Most of us practitioners already knew that. And so we will be proposing those new inputs into the formula, which should increase the cost of what it takes to fund a child in education.
Thank you very much. Next, we have board action, resignation of Kelly Dennis. And is there a motion to accept the resignation of Kelly from school board?
I'll second it.
Mr. Porter, Mr. Kelly, any discussion?
I'd just like to say, and he's not here, but thank you to Mr. Dennis for his efforts. He came in and, as we all know, this and just about all public service jobs are not very thankful. It can be difficult. And I appreciate his effort and dedication to our district.
And I'd like to echo that and thank him for the time that he served and the value that he did add to the board. Any other discussion? Roll, please.
Mrs. Corzine,
Yes.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Treasurer reports and recommendations, Mrs. Ayler.
Yes, I would like to recommend items A through I for approval.
Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's recommendations?
I'll motion.
Mr. Porter, I'll second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Porter,
Yes.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mrs. Corzine,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Next, superintendent recommendations, Ms. Swinehart.
I'd like to recommend A through G.
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent recommendations. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Kelly, any discussion? Roll, please.
Mrs. Corzine,
Yes.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend H.
Is there a motion to approve the Knight Consulting Group and staffing studio contract?
I'll motion.
Mr. Porter, I'll second. Any discussion?
Yes, as I said earlier or last meeting, I believe, I didn't see the need for this. I still don't. It's pretty clear. Our district goes out of its way to recruit great candidates, out of its way to recruit great candidates. Our district has facilities that are second to none. Unbelievably great facilities. Our community is as outstanding a community you could ever have. If you wanted to come down and live and work single or raise a family. Our compensation is more than adequate. We pay very well. I mean, what else do we want to do? If you don't want to come here, okay, we understand that. We're not forcing anybody, but we certainly have made every effort to recruit outstanding candidates. Why would we want to spend $50,000 of taxpayers' hard-earned money to go to the school of redundancy school? This is ridiculous. We have other needs in our district. I have no idea why we would even consider this, let alone pass it. I'm proud of Chillicothe. I believe, at least for the last 2 years, we have hired every applicant of color that's applied.
I'm pretty close. I don't know. You could probably answer. There was one that we didn't.
So this year, every applicant of color that applied was hired. The year before, all but one. So we've gone beyond every expectation. And as I said, we have needs in this district. This $50,000 can help in other areas. I could go on in nauseam about them, but I won't. And I'll just say I will not support the spending of this money. Thank you.
I would also like to point out that this does include training for our staff. That is something we are required to do and need to do.
And that was my next question. This diversified training program, it would be an ongoing thing to where eventually we get to the point that we can train ourselves. and-
Yes, yeah. And the training's for the board also, which you're also required to have. Yeah.
Okay, roll, please.
Mrs. Corzine,
Yes.
Mr. Bonner,
No.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter,
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Under discussion, because we have a board vacancy, we're going to need to schedule a special meeting to interview candidates. And so I ask that you all look at your calendars and see if, I think if we want to do something if we want to start interviews this week, I think we'd be looking at Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, or Friday morning. And I believe we have 8.
There are 6 that came in on time, 2 that did not come in on time.
Okay.
correct?
Okay, so we have 6 to 8. We'll have to make a decision on those other 2. So do you guys want to try and do that all at one time or in 2 meetings? Once? Okay. Okay, so Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, Friday morning, or next week?
All fine, man.
Okay,
At this point in time, sadly, it's subject to change.
okay,
I'm fine, whatever.
okay,
Thursday's out for me.
okay,
Wednesday evening or next week would be work for me.
okay. So Wednesday evening, is that a possibility? Is that okay
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
2?
I've got a meeting from 3 to 3:30, but after that, I'm good.
Could we start maybe around 4:30? Would you be able to do that?
4:30 is fine.
4:30? Okay, so 4:30 Wednesday.
And then do you want us to call and schedule those?
Yes, please.
And you thinking 20 to 30 minutes?
I think 20.
Okay.
You have the resumes.
Yes, so we do have resumes for everyone to look over and be prepared for.
We'll send
Wednesday
you out some
evening.
questions. You want to just use the ones from the last time?
Yes, that's
we
what
did
I'd like
that?
to do.
I
Yeah.
have those.
Okay.
Yep. And then once you get those and look at them over, if you have any that you want to add, let us know.
And then do you just want to do it in the Atwood room?
That would
like
be
last
fine.
time?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, next is board member comments. Anyone have anything? Motion to adjourn then.
So moved.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, thank you all for coming.
Who was the second?
Who did the second?
Me.
You. So 5:19.